Alright guys, thank you for hopping on my podcast. Today we're going to be discussing the top 10 dragons. Yes, that is my dishwasher running in the background that you might be able to hear, but get over it. Some people have an open concept apartment, and that's just something that you have to deal with. Alright, number 10 dragon, Piff the Magic Dragon. Not really that big of a dragon. Number 9 dragon, Pete's Dragon, is great. Number 8 dragon, My Father's Dragon, from the book of the same name, children's book, My Father's Dragon. Pretty old, pretty weird, you should check it out. Number 7, did I say Pete's Dragon already? Number 7 is going to be Maleficent from the Disney film Sleeping Beauty. I like that one. Number 6, the dragon that you have to fight, the Chinese dragon that you have to fight in the fireworks factory level of Spyro the Dragon 3 Year of the Dragon. Number 5, the other identical but a slightly different color dragon that you have to fight in the fireworks factory level of Spyro the Dragon 3 Enter the Dragon. Number 4, Trogdor from the beloved animated Homestar Runner series, Trogdor, and several other Flash game tie-ins. You don't see Flash games too much anymore, folks. Number 4 dragon, the big dragon Drogon from Game of Thrones. Number 3 dragon, the bitch dragon that got turned into an evil ice dragon. I don't remember his name. Number 2 is the dragon that died even more pathetically because they went around a mountain and got shot, also from Game of Thrones. And number 1, of course, Spyro the Dragon. Went without saying. I mean, who doesn't like Spyro the Dragon? I used to draw dragons, and I got really good at it, and now I can't draw at all. I couldn't... The idea of drawing something as complicated as a dragon is horrifying to me. It gives me tremendous anxiety. I'm like stick figure status if I wanted to draw something. Maybe I should get back into drawing. Maybe it'd be good for the mental health. You know, artists, people who are successful artists are typically pretty well put together people. You know, like Kanye West. Jesus walks, God show me the way, 'cause I'm tempted to have sex with a man. Jesus walks, Jesus, the devil's trying to make me surrender to the thoughts I have where I want to put a penis in my mouth. So actually, my mom has a friend who's like this gay guy who has briefly worked in Hollywood, and he's not, I don't think he's that much of an insider. I mean, he lives on the East Coast, so how much could he really be? But one time he confessed to my mom and my aunt. He's really more my aunt's friend. He confessed to my mom and my aunt that he had heard a rumor that Kanye West was gay. Now, we're going back to 2006 here, so this was even before South Park made the episode where he was the gay fish. So, I mean, I just went my entire life believing that Kanye West is gay. Maybe he is, maybe he isn't. I mean, again, this guy's not that big of an insider. My mom's credibility whenever I try to say I don't know if that's true, because every time Kanye West gets brought up in the household, she says, well, we know, and no one else does, that he's gay. I mean, it could be one of those things, like Family Guy had a joke about Kevin Spacey being a weird predator in 2005, and they just made it, and it kind of went under the radar, and then resurfaced after those allegations were made against him. So it might be one of those things where people didn't think much of the South Park episode, but then Kanye West will eventually come out of the closet in a blaze of glory, and then they'll be like, oh, they knew it was the Hollywood gossip all along. I don't know, folks. I don't know, but it would be funny. It would be funny. And the credibility, I was like, Mom, I don't know if we can trust that guy. I don't know if that's really that true of a theory. She's like, well, he predicted Neil Patrick Harris. He told us Neil Patrick Harris was gay years before he was public. And I was like, that one's probably easier to guess, though. I don't know. I'm not too impressed by First of all, I had no idea who Neil Patrick Harris was until, well after he'd come out of the closet, because I was fucking, I don't know, a child, and he was not really in things for children. And I never really cared for How I Met Your Mother. And then there's all these, I know, I've heard so many times, it's like a cliche at this point, oh, dude, he's always banging so many hot girls on the TV show. They're always like, have you met someone? I don't even know the quote because I didn't care for the show. I thought it was pretty overrated. It was not good. I'm a big Sign guy. I love the Seinfeld, but I don't know. And I don't know about Kanye West either. That don't kill me can only make me stronger. That's why I took a penis in my ass. Because I wanted to make my asshole stronger. No, it wasn't getting anything gay about it. I just wanted to be stronger. Tight in my sphincter muscles. That's why I let a man come on me. It's fun to think about. It's fun, folks. I fully support politics knows. I fully support this Asian girl who's running against the the mayor of Boston, Massachusetts. I don't know anything about her. I just know that I'm getting a little tired of that guy, and it would be funny if he lost. I also just think it would be nice to have an Asian woman be mayor for a while. It could really shake things up. It is like, I mean, this is a guy who is such a bad drinker that he probably thinks he's a person of color because he's like dyed red all the time. And the pedophile Uncle Turtle Boy is trying to cancel him for an unrelated thing. Because that guy's like, you know, he's like, he didn't wear a mask in public, and he says you should wear a mask in public, and therefore COVID is not a disease. And all these people are in his replies like, Uncle Turtle Boy is a real journalist. And all their articles have the same thing. It's like, we reached to blah, blah, blah for comment, but they did not respond. It's like, yes, because you're not respected at all as a legitimate publication. I actually once sent a correction into Turtle Boy regarding a incident with a certain person named Shane Hoven. And instead of publishing the correction, which is what every major news outlet would do, they responded, thanks, but we're done with this kid. We already ruined his career. I was like, yeah, so they don't care about the truth. They just care. All Uncle Turtle Boy cares about is that we get rid of social distancing so that he doesn't need to be 6 feet from underage girls, because he's a pedophile. And you can sue me for libel, Uncle TB, if you hear this, but you won't hear this because no one listens. And B, if you do hear this, it's a comedy show. I'm just joking around. I don't really think that you're a pedophile. I mean, I do, but you have no way of knowing. You have no way of knowing. Aiden Reardon. What's the guy's name? Aiden Reardon? Let me look him up. Aiden something. He's got a real pedo-sounding name for sure. Aiden Kearney. Okay, Aiden Kearney. Yeah, so he's got some sort of, like, Irish pedophile. You know, he probably secretly looks up to Whitey Bulger, who also would have denied COVID. It's crazy. This man got fired from a high school after a video of him went viral. I don't know. He probably wrote his horrible version of it in his book. But yeah, this is the guy who is gonna... His logo is like stolen from... You know, there's like a satirical image of like the Life is Good guy peeing on something? There's like that dumb one that a lot of Boston people have. That's like the Life is Good guy peeing on the New York Yankees logo. And his is like that, but it's like a turtle peeing. And the thing that it's peeing on is a 16-year-old girl who wanted her grade in history to be improved. Very autobiographical image of the Uncle Turtle Boy. Don't care very much for his content or his overall lifestyle. He has a shirt. What's this stupid fucking hat say? Turtle Boy 2020, make internets great again? Okay, I mean, I think the thing he wants to do to make the internet great is to legalize, you know, the streaming of child pornography on various platforms such as Pornhub, Xvideos, Xhamster. I don't need to list them all. If you're listening to this, you definitely know. You probably know sites that I don't even know. And, you know, shoot me a DM on Instagram or Twitter with your favorite porn site. You know how they have, like, personal stylists? Like, you can pay too much money to just, like, maybe some of you don't know. I doubt many people listening to this podcast are actually familiar with this concept now that I say it, but I'm going to say it anyway. For those of you who want to look good, I should get a sponsor. After talking about how a alt-right media personality is secretly a pedophile in a completely libelous way, I should have a sponsor where I can plug somebody's personal stylist service. But until that day, I'm going to try to. That's actually going to be my space. I'm going to try to. I have never had an ad on the show before. I'm going to reach out to various personal stylist companies, see if I can really run them as an advertisement. Because chances are, if you're one of the 20 people that listens to the show, then. And it's probably less. It's probably like some friends who just subscribed on iTunes, and I think the download automatically happens and counts as a listen. But besides the point, you can communicate with a professional individual who knows about fashion. Now, granted, these are very untrustworthy people because A, they're in sales, and B, fashion is a bunch of BS that's made up. Like, there's aspects of it that are true, like anything. I say you could say like religion. Um, like these people who sort of analyze films and comedy and stuff like that. Some of what they say is true, but ultimately it's a fairly mystical thing that can only be kind of guided loosely. So when you're taking that aspect and you're mixing it with something where you're actually trying to sell someone a product and get them to spend as much money as humanly possible, you're in a whole sea of untrust. You're practically like trusting a televangelist with your money. It's just a grift. But anyways, there's probably some of them that aren't complete scumbags and are willing to know your budget and work within it. So the idea is that you tell the person your needs, your sizes and stuff, and they will just kind of mail you clothes. So this predates COVID, so it was kind of a pandemic-proof thing. Forget the one. I used one for like a minute just because my sister's friend was a recruiter, and I used it for a second, and spent like $20 on 3 pairs of socks. It was dumb. It's one of those things where my sister said, literally, if you just buy a pair of socks, it will help her. So I literally just bought a pair of socks. And then I had this person like, hey, Kevin, I am your personal stylist. I want to send you a $600 shirt. And then I think the company got in trouble. Oh, it's Trunk Club. That's nice. She doesn't work there anymore, so I'm not going to get her in trouble for saying this. But yes, Trunk Club. They got in trouble because their motto is that they'd send you a bunch of bullshit, and you'd try it on, and then if you didn't like it, you would just leave it. You'd just have to mail it back. But then they suddenly changed the amount of days you had to mail it back from 10 to 5. So all these people were missing the opportunity to mail shit back, and their cards were getting charged with all this fucking extra merchandise that they didn't want. So yes, that was funny, the Trunk Club. And then they got bought by Nordstrom Rack, I think. Why do I know so much about the internet fashion industry? I don't know. I just hear things. Just hear a couple of things every now and then. No one knows. So anyways, I think it would be cool if instead of a personal stylist who helped work with you with your needs with your clothing and you could send stuff back, there should be a personal kinkologist who just kind of sends you porn and tries to broaden your palate, make you more classy. Maybe you're at a cocktail party, everyone's just talking about how they watch regular deep throat scenes or whatever the kids are into, and you're like, well, I've been dipping my toes into a bit of this new-aged vegetable cunnilingus, really exquisite kink, rather zesty enterprise, and I would love to share a couple of links with you if you just want to exchange contact info, perhaps a LinkedIn. Can you send someone a link for porn over LinkedIn? Maybe I should try right now and just see if I can send a pornographic link to a friend. I don't want to get banned from the platform. I'd send it to someone I trust, but I don't know. I don't even know who owns LinkedIn. It's some guy who... They're up to some shady shit. Their website is really not that good from a usability perspective, but everyone says that the back end is all fancy magic. I mean, all these people find me. Now that I'm looking for a job, I'm realizing it's a more useful tool than I thought, but I don't really care for the usability of the platform. Is LinkedIn owned by Salesforce or some BS? What is it? LinkedIn CEO. The CEO of LinkedIn is this guy named Ryan Rolansky. Oh, boy. This guy looks like trouble. Yeah. Oh, Jeff Weiner. This is a picture of Jeff Weiner, I believe the founder. I don't know. This Rolansky guy, he looks like trouble. I'm pretty sure half these pictures are of Weiner that claim to be of Rolansky. Ryan Rolansky is an American entrepreneur, chief executive officer of LinkedIn, a business-related social networking website. There was one guy I like on LinkedIn. His name is, I believe, Brendan Rodgers. If I go on the website, he's just the first guy that shows up every time I sign on. Maybe not, because I already went on today, and he was already the first. Nope, well, Brendan Rodgers commented on this, was a thing he says. So, what's weird about this is that on Facebook, I can click on someone's name, and I see the shit that they posted. If I click on his name, I just see, his resume and whatever he's selling. So this is a guy who posts inspirational stuff on LinkedIn. Now, granted, he's definitely selling something. I'm not even sure what he's selling, because I've never, looked into it. I just like his posts. But, sometimes it's hard with the hope and everyone. If you got the anxiety, if you got the depression, if you're unemployed, if it's affecting your self-esteem, I strongly recommend you reach out to this guy. Just give him a connection, and then his posts will pop up on your feed. They're always a little inspiring. And normally, I don't buy into the kitschy shit like that. But, it's good to have a little push. And it's not invasive. It's not one of those, you woke up day one. What are you going to do today to make your life... a lot of those self-help posts have this, you're a piece of shit connotation to them. He's very, accepting, yes, you must work hard. But remember, struggle is part of the process, and it's okay to make mistakes. Whereas, like, a lot of these self-help people are like, hey, I'm a personal trainer, and if you want to gain muscle, here's my advice to you. Stop talking, start eating. I ate 2 steaks this morning, followed by a protein shake, followed by 6 bananas, followed by the foot of a homeless guy. I just went and just right with a chainsaw and just ate his fucking foot. You think these muscles just come overnight? You think I don't work for this dude? No. One time I threw up. I threw up because the homeless guy's whose foot I ate, he must have had fucking syphilis or something. I don't know, it was bad meat. I threw the fuck up. Then I needed to eat 2 steaks, drink another shake, eat 4 bananas. Because when you throw up, that's losing calories. And that just ain't happening when you're at the gym like I am. So $99 an hour to consult you on your personal fitness. I can make the moves for you, dude. Let me go. When I started, I didn't have the balls to cut the fucking foot off a homeless. Now I do. And they're not all fitness. It's like, you trying to empower your business, but you don't even know how to do marketing, kid? Fuck you, you piece of shit. Dude, I'm a marketing pro. I know all the social media networks. I know all the fucking channels. I can give you 15% lift within 1 week. And if you don't go to my service, I hope one of my clients gets so rich that he purchases one of your family members. I hope he fucking buys your sister, human traffics your sister to a private island, and she massages his neck, and he fucks her until he gets bored, and then, in which case, he sucks the adrenochrome out of her body. That's what's gonna happen to you if you don't fucking buy my service. I'm gonna fund your competitors. I'm gonna help them have good Facebook ads. Before you know it, your sister, she's been brainwashed. She's on an island. You can't do anything. Well, so what do you say? You want to get started? Here's my rate. Here's my rate. We're talking $137 an hour. Marketing, social media, direct. You're trying to run a company. You're trying to make, maybe you're making floorboards. Maybe you got posters, t-shirts with funny sayings on them. I don't give a fuck. Your sister's getting railed in the Pacific and then lobotomized so she doesn't quite remember what's going on. You can't ask too many questions because of how rich I'm going to make you competitor. And I'm going to specifically lie to him and tell him that all this horrible shit that you were saying about him, just so that he gets extra mad. So what do you say? Come on. Gold package, $10 an hour. This is how I use LinkedIn. This is the professional networking app, and this is how I speak on it to my peers. That not me, the character I was doing. Some guy, his voice was primarily based on Jared Leto and Requiem for a Dream, not gonna lie. I believe I just did like 3 characters in a row who all had the overall vibe of Jared Leto and Requiem for... It's a great performance, guys. You never seen it? I've never done heroin before, but that movie made me not want to try. Breaking Bad, on the other hand, kind of made me curious as about what doing meth was like. I'm just weird like that. Love me a good stimmy, although I did try crystal meth once and I was not a fan. Stayed awake for about 18 hours. Oh, here's a great thing on LinkedIn. So it just told me, congratulate a teacher at my old high school, which is an all-boys Catholic school. They have since opened their doors to girls, but it's this weird, it's not co-ed, it's like co-divisional. It's some fucking bullshit that only the Catholic Church would sign off on. Maybe like, various Muslim states as well, but there's girls in the school, but the girls occupy half the school and the boys occupy half the school. And I don't know, I used to know this girl that like worked on the interior design when they were going from boys to co-divisional, and it's supposed to be designed in a way where the boys and the girls can't even see each other, which is like, there's plenty of public schools where like people don't get raped in the hallway regularly. So I'm not sure what the message is here. Like, first of all, if you are the Catholic Church, if you're affiliated with the Catholic Church, you saying that a random 16-year-old high school kid is just going to rape a girl because he saw her in like a kilt or whatever ridiculous outfit they wear in the hallway, like, that's projection at its finest. Like, the boys are the ones who are at risk in this school, 100%, like astronomically more. Like, teachers at most schools don't have the legal resources to combat certain allegations. Teachers at Catholic schools do. I mean, they still only make like $35,000 a year, but in case they ever get a little tempted and fall through on that temptation, they're getting the best legal defense they can. That's literally the perk. I'm pretty sure some Catholic schools pay less than public schools. And you just join it because if you're a pedophile, you're attracted to areas where pedophiles are protected. I don't know. Do you guys think that these dishes are gonna get clean anytime soon? I literally started the dishwasher and then immediately started recording. Not gonna lie one bit. So, anyways, it's saying celebrate. I'll just say the name. Celebrating 22 years at Malden Catholic High School, and it says say congratulations. Absolutely not. I am not gonna condone that kind of behavior. Like, he's not mad. Get a wife. Move away. Leave. I can't condone this. You're miserable. I remember you from high school. You're not happy. You don't like this. You're teaching math to a bunch of kids who were like, he didn't teach the honors class, so most of these kids probably just joined the military or became electricians. They didn't give a fuck about algebra. There's no algebra when you're rewiring a light or, killing a family of Syrian children. There's just no algebra. The only some of those people, they create all these equations in their head to justify that certain lives are not really as valuable as other ones. But that's a different point. Different ballpark. No, I do not congratulate you. Quit. You should quit now. 22 years, too long. I'll say 20 years, too long. You had 2 years. You should have figured out it wasn't for you or anyone. You are an employee technically of the Catholic Church. Not directly, it's not, the school's not in the chain of command. Catholic schools, declare themselves Catholic, and then the Boston Archdiocese is like, I declare you good. And no one ever declared the Boston Archdiocese good, obviously. I mean, I think most people know that they have a pretty horrible history, which would not be considered good at all. Whatever, today's drink is another June Shine. This one's called Blood Orange Mint Hard Kombucha. It's not great, I don't like it that much. I'll go back to the charcoal one, the confusing charcoal one with the upside down lettering. I should also get June Shine to pay me money. I don't think anyone's ever going to listen to this podcast and then immediately run out and buy June Shine, but, you should. Can you drink June Shine in the fall? Is June Shine a summer drink? Blood Orange Mint kind of does sound like a summer flavor, whereas that charcoal flavor, definitely autumnal. Not to keep harping on Spyro the Dragon, but it reminds me of those autumn levels, Autumn levels in Spyro the Dragon. Where it was like... Did you know that the drummer from The Police made the music for all those games? One of the best soundtracks of the games from that era. I'm sorry, Banjo-Kazooie, Mario, Crash Bandicoot, but it's no comparison. Croc, though. Croc and the Legend of the Gobos, great soundtrack. No one knows what'll happen to Croc. All these games getting remakes. What happened to Croc, guys? Do you remember Croc? Send me a letter. I'll give you my home address. Send me a letter if you like Croc. Send me a drawing of Croc, your best drawing. I want you to DM me on Instagram with a photo of a hand-drawn Croc. You can make it, maybe make it in Photoshop or Illustrator or the GIMP. Whatever you do, send me your Croc photos. I want to see your best drawings of Croc and the Legend of the Gobos. Send it now. Please. That's all I have left. All I have left is the Croc photos. Da 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 na 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 na. Kanye West isn't gay. He just has sex with men to show his dominance. Why would you say that he's gay? He is a child with a woman who's publicly known for being attractive. That is totally a thing a deeply closeted gay guy would do. Do 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 do. That's, I think that level was called Mud Pits. Had a great theme song. Do 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 do. Wong wong. Do 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 do. Kanye's in the closet. Whoo. Do 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 do. Kanye likes to get cum in the back of his throat. Specifically, that's his kink. Boom. Isn't it fun? We're having a good time today. It's Labor Day, and in honor of Labor Day, I did not prepare anything for today's podcast. Normally I have a list of notes, which you probably haven't been able to tell because I'm very elegant and just kind of glancing at them and making it look like it's all made up. Today, there's no notes. Not a single note. I mean, I could obviously be lying about that, too, and just be reading off notes and just trying to obfuscate that from you guys, but... Now, the closest things to notes we have is just me scrolling down LinkedIn and commenting on the stuff that I see. Let's link. Let's connect. Imagine, here's a pretentious thing. I should be just a guy who writes stupid shit on LinkedIn and pretends it's profound even though it's pedestrian as fuck. Hey. We spend so much time saying let's connect on LinkedIn, but very little time connecting to each other. Just because COVID is here, that doesn't mean you can't connect. Connect with me. Connect with me. I'll show you the way. Many of these people just talk like that. What you need to do is connect. Do you missing connection in your life? This is not a cult. I am not a cult. Or a multi-level marketing scheme. I'm both. I'm both at once. So let's connect. It's official. EverQuote is hosting its first ever virtual conference on September 23rd. Oh, damn. I was worried for a second that it wasn't official. Whenever it was rumored that EverQuote was hosting its first international conference virtually, I was like, uh-oh. Is this official? I don't think this is official, guys. I'm worried. I'm very... come join us for a day to learn from industry-leading captive and independent agents across Allstate, Farmers, and more. I guess EverQuote does something to do with insurance. I'm going to do a wild guess there that's what that's about. Ooh, we got Brendan Rodgers. He's the best. I'll read his in a noble voice because we respect Brendan Rodgers. Working from home allows me more time to spend with family and allows me to do more hobbies I was not able to do commuting every day in a car. My productivity has skyrocketed and I am seeing I accomplish more. I hope more companies have a good balance of work from / the office in the future. So it was a typo. He was supposed to say work from home / the office, but I did not have that experience, Brendan Rodgers. I don't have a family, so I guess that's probably part of that. I never commuted via car. So that's another factor. I communicated via the wonderful Massachusetts Bay Transit Authority that I'm hoping our new Asian mayor really uproots and fixes. Word on the street is that Marty Walsh, the current mayor, does have a chauffeur, which makes sense because he is an alcoholic and cannot drive. I don't want to get into stereotypes here, but I think that there's a variety of reasons that our new Asian lady mayor will make the public transportation better, and I leave finding those reasons and those, vaguely offensive punchlines as an exercise to the listener. So, find me on Instagram, DM me with your best punchlines to why Wendy Wu, that's not her name. I'm pretty sure it is a Wu, though. Let's see, why are people mad at Marty Walsh? What's the name of our new mayor, our new future mayor? A woman of color. A woman of color taking over Boston. There we go. She wasn't let into Harvard, and now she's taking over Boston. Okay, that was probably over the line. Who cares? It's a comedy show. Brendan Rodgers is going to be so mad that his name is attached to this. So no one tell Brendan Rodgers I was talking about him. Aidan Kearney, he doesn't care because, he doesn't care about anything. He wants to have sex with underage girls. Not really a guy who cares about the rules. I mean, he tries to call out other people for not following the rules, but... projection, obviously, because he broke one of the fundamental rules of society, which is to not have sex with underage girls. Or maybe, maybe he's like one of those people who wants to be a pedophile but has not actually had sex with any underage girls because he's just so creepy and off-putting it would just never happen. He does not have the social skills to groom. Michelle Wu, that's who we're talking about. Also, I was saying he doesn't have the social skills to groom a child, which, hey, let's be honest. Yeah, horrible. I don't condone it, and I never would. But it's not necessarily something everyone has a skill for. People always act like, oh, he's a pedophile. It magically gives him the ability to coerce kids to have sex over the course of 4 years. No, that's real strategic, emotional manipulation. It is a skill, and if only he put it towards something better, like toppling a foreign government, espionage, something of that nature. But no. Sorry, Crystalia. I'm just kidding. I haven't been following the Crystalia story very closely. I don't know what happened, but all I know is that Michelle Wu, new mayor, Boston City Councilor Michelle Wu, running for mayor. And for some reason, Marty Walsh tried to ruin her campaign by announcing that she was running before she could announce that she was running. So then I guess people are acting like this is going to somehow hurt her campaign. I think giving people an excuse to be mad at Marty Walsh right ahead of the election is probably a good thing. Boy, I can't wait for Michelle Wu to be mayor. Marty Walsh is going to be at the L Street Tavern getting tanked. He's going to be at the Banshee. He's going to be the Banshee on Dorchester Ave. Maybe he'll be at the Tommy English, also on Dorchester Ave. Across the street from the Banshee. I used to live in the neighborhood. That's the only reason I know those shitty... It was not a good neighborhood. I did not like living there. But apparently Marty Walsh's mom lived in the neighborhood, and that's why our street always got better service. Because when I first moved in, my roommate told me that, but then a bunch of random Uber drivers told me that. And that's what it's all about, folks. That is what it's all about. I'm going on a big trip this weekend to the White Mountains again. If you guys remember Patrick, staying at Patrick's house again. Patrick from the episode where no one could hear what he was saying. My friend, who is, he's not going to drive because I don't trust him, but we are taking his car and I will drive it. He's just not a guy who's ever driven 2.5 hours contiguously before, and I just don't trust him doing that, especially on the windy roads of New Hampshire. So, and then he just messaged me to say, just so you're aware, the aux in my car is broken. Which means that we're going to be listening to nothing on the way up. We can maybe listen to the radio for the first hour, and then we hit the middle of the mountains where there is no radio. There's the entire reason for this trip is to get into wilderness. So the idea that we would have radio service in that area is quite laughable. Maybe once we reach like the town. Most of the ride will be a radioless experience. We'll just have to talk to each other. Maybe we'll record an episode of the podcast. Just kidding. We will not do that. Boy, is that bad. Oh no, I just remembered. He has a CD, a literal CD, a compact disc of Italian music. All right, I'm going to bring my only physical CD I know. It is an album from 2007 called Obligatory Villagers by Nellie Mackay. For some reason, all of her albums are on Spotify, except for this one specific one, and it had this one song that I heard in 2007 that was stuck in my head. So I just bought it without thinking about the fact that I don't actually own anything to play a CD on. So I will be bringing it. We will be playing it in Mike's car. And there's nothing he can do to stop. I'm driving. He is not playing the Italian music CD. It's like a combination of Italian pop songs and then like all his old like Kanye West is gay, I put the penis in his face, a man came on his nipples. I'm still not convinced that men can't have nipple orgasms, by the way. I think no more research on the subject has been done. We dismissed it too quickly. No one researched it. No one's researching the subject, folks. I hate it when people just make assumptions without doing research. Like that guy who said Kanye West was gay. I think he just wanted to believe he was gay because, Jesus walked, and Jesus is a very annoying figure. I imagine if you're gay, you consider Jesus to be a very annoying figure, unless you're one of those weird brainwashed ones that like also thinks that like somehow you can reconcile what the church says about gay people with like, the Catholic Church actually with the new pope, they're actually getting a lot better. They're actually getting a lot better. They support gay people, especially the ones who touch children at Malden Catholic High School at 99 Crystal Street, Malden, Massachusetts. It's not libel, guys. It's a comedy podcast. It's not libel. Fuck you, Turtle Boy. Fuck you, Malden Catholic High School. Let me just look. Who's the headmaster? There's always a revolving door. First of all, it's not. For some reason, there's this like fake concept of a headmaster, which I guess is like a private school doesn't have a superintendent because it's not part of the public school system. So it's like the headmaster is the public school. And also they need the money to keep the lights on because even though they charge a shitload of tuition, apparently they're just fucking doing a back door paying for legal fees or something. I don't fucking know. So for some reason when I was there was always this revolving door of people who were the headmaster, which is, honestly, you should not take anyone seriously who asserts that their title is headmaster. Like, they could have just called him superintendent. I don't fucking... Horrible. Okay, faculty and staff. Malden Catholic High School. Let's go. Technology and engineering teacher. We didn't have engineering when I was a kid. Okay, well, that's good that they have that, I guess. I don't know if engineering necessarily offsets the fact that, you belong to a parent. Your parent organization is a pedophile ring. So it's great that you might be teaching kids how to use an Arduino. I'm not going to... I don't have any ill will against it. Oh, fuck. Is my thing dinging? God damn it. Okay, so this website's poorly designed, and there's like 3 empty slots. There's like a shitload of empty space in between the pagination, like the 1, 2, 3, 4 next page button, and the end of the content on this page. So, maybe someone should contact the engineering teacher about fixing that. Seems like that would be in her wheelhouse. And yes, sexist, it is a woman. I believe a woman of color, but I can't really tell. She could just be Greek or something. Alright, hey, who's the headmaster? Come on. I'll say, administration. If I filter by department, I can do administration. Search. Who it is? We got boys division leader. We got principal. Oh, the principal's a woman. Boom. We got girls division leader. Oh, fuck. They put that guy in charge of the girls? Yikes! Fucking yikes. Oh, and I didn't even realize. He graduated from Malden Catholic in 95, and now he's in charge of the girls. Yikes! Oh, my God. This guy was the biggest, most, like, misplaced testosterone hardo. I need to call my buddy after I'm done recording this and let him know that his arch enemy is in charge of the girls division. Fucking yikes! Oh, my goodness. All right. So the headmaster is a guy named Mr. John Thornburg. Whoa! Some Catholic school, you got a Jew in charge. What are you doing? What are you doing? Oh, he might not be Jewish. He's probably Jewish. Yeah, you. Wow. You have so little faith in your product that is Catholicism that you called in a Jewish ringer for the position of, running the business and keeping the finances in order. Hypocrisy, folks. I think, it's... Look, nothing against the Jews, but I'm everything against the Catholics, but nothing, they had to call in a ringer. They're full of shit. This is Thornburg. Look at him, Thornburg. Oh, fucking Thornburg. Now I don't even want to make fun of Thornburg because, he's, as a Jewish man, he's probably faced enough hardship in his life. He's got like this real politician look, though, which is, I suppose, the kind of thing you'd want if you were in a position called headmaster. Oh, fucking Thornburg. L'chaim. All right. Well, I guess that goes to show the integrity my high school has. Put a jibbity jow, boo, 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 boo. Mama sing, mama got a Jabu. Mama sing, Kanye's a gay man. Mama sing, what you got a Jabu? Kanye put a penis in his booty and kept on to boo, boop, boo, boop, boo, boop. Mama sing, what you got a Jabu? Kanye's gay and you too. Mama sing, what you got a Jabu? Bono's an obnoxious member of you too. Got a Jabu, got a Jabu, got a Jabu. This song is vaguely racist. I don't think they had any intentions to sound racist, but got a Jabu does sound like it could really have some horrible connotations, even though I'm pretty sure it's just supposed to be, gibberish. Let's look up the lyrics. Got a Jabu. Got a Jabu. Mama sing that you got a Jabu. Papa sing got a Jabu. Ooh. Mama sing that you got a Jabu, and you keep on drinking too. Maybe it's just like a bunch of Southern hicks that's agnostic to race who just sit on their porch and they're like, got a Jabu, I'm another drink, got a Jabu. I don't know. I'll tell you, if anyone has an analysis of the song Got a Jabu, released in 2000 by... That song wasn't released in 2000. I believe it's a random recording. Got a Jabu was first unveiled at the 9/10/1999. First unveiled at the Higher Ground debut performance of the Trey Anastasio Band. Jabu was given the opportunity to further stretch his legs in most of the gigs of Tab's Trio's first tour that May. It was one of several songs that Trey, along with drummer Rowlett and bassist, used to develop the band's signature groove style of jamming. Cracking with vitality and deftly balancing raw power and graceful swing. How great would it be to get paid to write for this website? Like, you just have to write a fucking autobiography. You have to do an encyclopedia of every song Fish ever did, and their Jabu wasted no time making its mark. Check out the excellent back-to-back offerings on 5/14/99 and 5/15/99. Well, we can't play those because we'll get in trouble, I think. Got a Jabu became a guidestone for Fish, moving to a looser, more groove-oriented sound in 1999 and 2000. I think it was better for them to be looser and more groove-oriented because at that time, I believe that Trey Anastasio was very, very, fucked up on heroin. So, it's a lot easier. When you're fucked up on heroin, I think it's probably preferred to play in a loose groove style instead of like a tight, technically apt style. I mean, if I was on drugs, I would prefer a loose groove. That is kind of the appeal of much of the band's music. No disrespect to Fish or Trey Anastasio, but it seems a little bit of a convenient out that right around the time you were getting seriously addicted to drugs, you transitioned to a more groove-oriented, loose sound. Suspect. The lyrics are puzzling for those who do not know what it means to Jabu, but considering the inherent rock and roll aspect, you have to assume either sex or drugs, and keep drinking too. since those are pastimes that occupy the corners of the ternary phase diagram of a rock star's life. It's quite possible that the word Jabu came from the Dr. Seuss book, All the Things You Can Think. But how it came to be used for code for adult behavior is anything's guess. Got a Jabu made its debut. And wow, okay. Well, we don't need to read any of this more. We get the gist. We get the gist. It's a fucked up groove song about doing drugs and having sex with your best gal. Oh, my friend just gave me an update, by the way. If we angle the cord or something, it might work. Problem's not with the cable. It's with the port itself. The port is abandoned. Do you guys remember Batman vs. Superman? Where it was like, we can't have a fight in this port. The port is abandoned. Convenient lazy writing. We can do a big action scene and no civilians will die. Because apparently people get mad when we do that. The port is abandoned. And then Anderson Cooper comes on TV and is like, they're having a big fight downtown. Luckily, it's 6 p.m. and everyone has gone home, so the 18 buildings that get destroyed in this fight will not result in any sort of casualties. I don't know if you ever known anyone who had a job or ever been to the downtown area of a town. No area with skyscrapers has ever been vacated at exactly 6 p.m. Anderson. Make me sick sometimes. But Anderson Cooper, he's just a class act. He's just a class act. That part of the democratic establishment, which leads to endless wars and rising levels of poverty and an overall attitude of apathy towards the lower class, he's a class act. He cried about Haiti. He cried about Haiti on TV when it was politically convenient for him to do so. He's a class act. He's a class act. I actually thought Marty Walsh was Republican until, like, today when I looked up his political affiliation. Nope. Marty Walsh, not a Republican. Let's see. Let me not assume that Michelle Wu is a Democrat. Michelle Wu. Let's go. Michelle Wu. She is a Democrat. Oh, and she did go to Harvard. So, there we go. Stereotypes that Asian people can't get into Harvard, very harmful. They should stop protesting, because clearly, Michelle Wu made it. It's like, this guy's sound ungrateful sometimes. You got Michelle Wu, guys. Taiwanese American. Michelle Wu. First Asian American woman to serve on the city council. Went to Harvard Law. How does it get any better than this, guys? Come on. Woo, 2020. I'm not sure exactly what year she's running for mayor, because this is Boston mayoral campaign. Since at least 2019, local news has speculated that Wu might challenge incumbent mayor Marty Walsh if he seeks reelection. Oh, so 2021 we're talking about. Incumbent mayor Marty Walsh had been informed by Wu of her intent to run in 2021. All right, guys, 2021, it's our year. Year of the Wu. I don't really know. Marty Walsh is just a fucking goofball, and he's got a very silly sign language interpreter, and, I think we all had our fun making jokes about sign language interpreters for the first few weeks of quarantine. Let's get this goofball out of there. Let's get the first Asian American mayor of Boston, Massachusetts. She's going to fix it all. And DM me with the reasons why, so that I don't have to say them. Because honestly, maybe it's because I'm hungover and because I smoked a little bit of pot and I'm drinking this horrible kombucha drink. But all of the obvious joke reasons for why she would fix the city are a little racial. And I just don't want to say them. And they're very obvious, too. I mean, God, when you consider the whole, just people having to wear masks in public, attitudes towards public transportation. I mean, the jokes write themselves, folks. So I'm not going to bring myself down to that level where I say these obvious, fairly hilarious jokes that have written themselves. I want you to do it because I think you're smart and I think you're funny. I want you to message me. If you got my phone number, send me a text. If you got my home address, write it on a letter. Maybe draw a picture, make a graphic meme. Don't expect too much of me. The name of the podcast you're listening to is a joke around the fact that no one really listens to it. It's not important. Because why would a podcast be important? And Joe Rogan's podcast influences elections. I want my podcast to influence people to write jokes and then send them to me privately and not post them anywhere, because you will get in trouble if you do that. Maybe not. I mean, maybe you're nobody and no one even fucking follows you, so it just disappear into the noise. But send me some funny jokes. Send me jokes about... Don't send me any jokes about Thornburg. We're letting him off the hook. Thornburg gets a bye for now. You know, we can't act like he's evil like the Pope. Honestly, he could be, he could be fighting the good fight. He could be a Jew infiltrating, trying to, sabotage the church from inside out. We should be thanking Thornburg. We should be making an uneasy alliance with him because he's doing what's necessary, to serve justice. Everyone, the IDF, they've done some questionable shit, but did they rape tens of thousands of kids over the past 100 years? Probably not. They haven't even been around 100 years. Let's just say, let's hedge our bets, guys. I just can't, I love this. Oh, could you believe I found this woman, she's so fucking stupid. She just shares like random tweets that are in Farsi and you click translate. And she's like, can you believe what this guy in Saudi Arabia said? And it's just like, it's not like a news personality or a politician or even a soldier. It's just like a guy who lives in Saudi Arabia and has Twitter. And he tweets like, I love it when American soldiers die. Like, and then, the flag for his nation. And that's just what it says. It's all in Farsi. She's making me go through the extra fucking click of clicking translate tweet. And it's just some shit that like obviously most people in the region agree with. She's like, I can't believe they would say this. I'm like, well, you seem to hate them a lot. So I don't know, why can't you believe that they hate us? Like, clearly you got an issue with them, which is probably unwarranted for some, probably unfair, based on some sort of bias. I don't understand why it's such a shock to you that they're not a huge fan of your fat ass. They probably hate you when they see their profile picture, because there's not very many fat people in their country, except for the ultra-wealthy. I forgot to mention that this person happened to be fat, but... Maybe she hates them because they tweeted something like, all Americans are fat and act stupid on Twitter. And then she was like, no, we're not. I don't know. I don't understand the world. Some people just, they don't get basic shit. They don't get basic shit. She has resist in her bio. It says, resist blue wave. And, she's very, very tolerant. She's like one bad day away from using the term sand and word. Like, I can it's got very, like, I don't know. I would not be surprised if I open my feed and all of a sudden this like super liberal resist woman was calling them like raghead, or something that's even worse that I don't care to say here. Maybe I'll get in trouble for saying the RH word. I don't know. I was saying it ironically. I was just saying it in the quotational context of this psychopath who is so detached that she can't actually understand why a random guy who happens to be from Afghanistan, who happens to have a Twitter, would say something ill about the U.S. military. Why can't you like the military? You see the stupid fucking video of the soldiers in Syria going up to like some guy, and then they were going up to a group of people and they're like, do you ever watch Mia Khalifa? And then the guys just like speak in Arabic to each other and then just say like, we don't understand, and walk away. And then people were sharing this, say like, you see, the soldiers are trying to connect with the public by asking if they've seen videos that were very, very insulting to their culture in porn sites that is already illegal for them to access. And to connect with them, they asked them in a language that they don't speak. So yeah, they were annoyed. Honestly, they should have known English. That's the problem here. Those locals who were being occupied they didn't know English. That was the problem. I mean, how are the soldiers supposed to know that they didn't know English? What, common sense? Give me a break. They were trying to make a bona fide effort. They were asking them if they had logged on to a pornographic site and seen the video of the girl dressed as a fucking Arab woman just getting railroaded. They weren't being disrespectful in any way. Maybe they could have figured out how to ask in Arabic, like, did you sign on to the website Pornhub.com and then see something that was considered very disrespectful to your culture? I mean, honestly, I did not watch the video of Mia Khalifa being fucked in the hijab. I did not watch it. But, I'm sure it's funny. I'm sure there's an audience. I don't really knock anyone who thought it was funny. I don't really care for Mia Khalifa's sob story. Oh no! Oh no! I was used. My net worth is now $4 million because I got that job commentating on eSport. I don't know what she does for a living. I know her net worth is $4 million. I don't know. I'm destroyed. My own family members, who I didn't really like anyway because they were very sex negative, won't talk to me. And I'm not British, but I'm gonna talk like a British. I don't know why I'm making her sound British. She did this fucking TikTok where she was just like sadly looking in her refrigerator. in her apartment that's probably expensive because if your net worth was $4 million, you probably would have an expensive apartment. She's like opening her refrigerator sad, and it's like, people assume things about me because of a mistake that I made 13 times when I was 21 and was paid for. People assume things about me. Like, I feel bad for maybe the porn stars who get fucking railroaded and tossed into the ditch. You made a career out of like, I purposely set out to offend Muslims on the other side of the world. What happens next will shock you. Spoiler alert, they were offended, which was the goal of the video shoot. And I was paid. But now they're mad, and they made me famous in their outrage, and it's sad. I'm practically Monica Lewinsky. She's just compared. Monica Lewinsky was also publicly shamed. I'm like Monica Lewinsky meets first. Provocateur is not a real job, so stop calling Mia Khalifa a provocateur. She was a former porn star, and now she's like an anchor or something. Let's not call people provocateur. Let's not entertain the idea that that's real. My name is Mila Yiannopoulos, and I think that all the liberals are stupid, and I love the Catholic Church, and I think Thornburg should be thrown out of the school because he's Jewish, and I love the Catholic Church, and also if I think a Jew should be thrown out, it's considered Ajay. My name is Mila Yiannopoulos, and I'm Ajay. My job is provocateur. I can't get any book deals, so I'm not an author. I'm a provocateur. I'm not funny, so I'm not a comedian. You need to be funny to be a comedian. But you don't need to be funny to be a provocateur. You just need to have an asshole, be an asshole, and maybe someone shows you a spot of attention, and then you're a provocateur. Fake job. It's up there with socialite. It's like, how the fuck? You just get like a certain amount of attention, and all of a sudden you have a stream of revenue. It's very unfair. And then you get to just tell people that your job title is something completely fake, like provocateur. My name is Ann Coulter, and I'm a provocateur. And if you don't answer my 3 riddles, I will put the curse upon your family. I'm Ann Coulter, the leprechaun. The bony, tall woman leprechaun, Ann Coulter, and I'm gonna do some preternatural shit to own the libs. Because I'm a leprechaun. I don't know. Ann Coulter does give me, like, weird, gangly ghoul vibes. I think it would be funny if she were secretly a leprechaun. But she's not cool or interesting enough to be that. Who else could be a leprechaun? I think, well, Jared Kushner's probably a leprechaun. But, like, you know, some, like, weird Israeli leprechaun. That's, like, an offshoot. You know. Like, perhaps a leprechaun snuck into the princess's castle and had sex with the princess. And then, like, the baby was, like, part weird royalty family, but she was cast out. He was cast out. Or she, because a leprechaun's magic can deceive you. If we've all seen the Leprechaun movies, we know that that leprechaun did once make himself look like a woman or make a fake woman that was really a robot. I don't know. Those movies are stupid. Why am I going to remember specific plot details? But it can be done by the leprechauns. So, Jared Kushner, I wish you a happy St. Patrick's Day because you are a leprechaun. Honestly, if Ann Coulter and Jared Kushner were both leprechauns, they could fight. They could have a leprechaun battle. They both arrive at the pot of gold at the same time, and then they just duel it out. And one of them would die, and that would be a win for society. Boom. Awesome. Ann Coulter, Jared Kushner, leprechauns, fight. Let's do it. Let's put it on TikTok. Because, you know, or maybe we'll put it on YouTube. We'll live stream it. We'll do a big event. Man, would I love to see them get destroyed by various, Celtic sorcery and whatever else they bring to the table, because I think there's a lot of unique powers as leprechauns that they each have. You know, not every leprechaun has the same power set. Like, Ann Coulter can, like, give herself, like, really sharp teeth and make her like an alligator and just be like, ah. And Jared Kushner, he's more like he summons spikes out of the ground where you are. So you gotta always, like, make sure you're not about to get hit by spikes. You know, and she's very agile, so she can kind of jump around that. And, you know, he's good hand-to-hand, so he can kind of keep the alligator jaws off him. Boom. We got to fight. All right, folks. Good night. Good luck. Godspeed to every Jewish man who is a headmaster of a Catholic high school. Fuck Mayor Marty Walsh. Let's go. 2021, Michelle Wu, and we are done. Turtle Boy's a pedophile. Good night, folks.